Welcome back to It's Broccoli Time. Today we are looking at 1993's Battle Cards, a game made by Steve Jackson Games and released by Merlin Collections. This is a real oddity of a card game. Never actually played it. Been wanting to get my hands on some of this, so I finally have some. Recently picked up a lot of a whole bunch of different games, so I got some content for a while. Plus, some stuff was donated previously that I just need to get recorded. So there's stuff coming. I just need to get the time to actually record. So I apologize for that. So, Battle Cards. Released in 1993 in Gen Con, the same year as Magic the Gathering kind of went public. So it was, at one point it was debated, does Battle Cards get equal billing as Magic the Gathering for a CCG, as the first CCG? The answer is no. The reason being is these cards are one and done. There is no collecting to them. You can put them in a binder. That's fine. You cannot shuffle these. They are terrible. And the whole mechanic of the game is scratching off the gold dots. And once you scratch off the gold dots, the card is done. You cannot reuse it. End of story. Too bad, so sad. You do not have a deck with this game. You literally pick a dude, and your opponent picks a dude, and that's all you play with. So, kind of can't really have a CCG with that if there's no deck, there's no collecting, there's no nothing. I mean, you can be like, oh, this one's more powerful than the other one. No, it's not. You're still scratching dots. Okay? So, on these, let's go over the cards real quick, and then we can go into some other fun mechanics. Across the top, we have 3 life dots. Come on, focus. 3 life dots. And then in this corner, we have one labeled purse. Along the edges of the card, we will see locations on where you're hitting. Head, arm, leg, body, leg, arm, head. Doesn't matter where you hit. Scratch a dot. Look for a blood drop. If you got a blood dot, that means you got a hit. And your opponent gets to scratch again. On the second blood drop that he gets to scratch off any one of the 3 life dots. If it's blank, it goes to the next player. If it's a red skull, then the character is immediately dead. End of game. Your opponent scratches off the top corner for the purse to find out how many coins it's worth, and your opponent takes your card. This game had a whole bunch of redemption to it. We'll get to some of it. I quickly flipped through some of this to see, kind of refamiliarize myself with the game. There's redemption left and right for this game. First off, there are quests. You have to find cards and send in the physical cards and the quest to complete the quest to get a treasure. There's also a trading post card where you would scratch off a currency dot and you would scratch off an item dot, and you had to collect enough points from the purses to send them in. You would send in the scratched off trading post, and you'd send off however many cards you needed to get the gold value for the item. And they would send you, I think it was the silver treasures. So yeah, a whole lot of redemption going on. I think this is classified as like the first redemption game, the first game with redemption in it, but it's a whole bunch of redemption going on. So on the back of the cards, card number, card name, status, alignment, card text. This actually comes into use for some of the riddles. It'll come into use. There's information on the backs of different cards. Some warriors play differently. They're not just straight up, I scratch, you scratch. We have the artist, the copyright line, and the seal. So there was differences between the UK and the US. These have gold dots. The UK has silver dots. This was 150 cards. The UK, I think, had 160 cards. So lots of differences. There was also an artist. Forgive me, I forget the name off the top of my head. There was an artist that was actually replaced. He was in the UK set, but not in the US set. So that's interesting as well. So we'll look at a couple different cards through this stack. We have, from the lot that I purchased, it's about half a box-ish in here to open. Let's just open that up. And if we're feeling good, we have a whole nother full unopened box that we can dig through. So obviously, fight the battle, solve the quest, win the treasures. Collect all 139 cards. I don't know if there's a way to tell on the outside of the box if you got a UK box or a US box. It might just be this front, collect 139 cards, and the other would say maybe we'll collect 140 cards. I don't remember. I don't know off the top of my head. So without further ado, let's look at some of these that are already open. So this is a lore card. This is just, I need to stop hitting that because that's going to make things crazy. Artist unknown. But it tells you some about like the world building here. Les Edwards is one of the artists. They gave him like a backstory. Gino Waldmeister. Martin McKenna. He's the guy that was he was in the US and not in the UK set. I'm pretty sure, or it's the other way around. There's something with Martin McKenna. Checklist for 1 through 39. Okay, so we have these. This is a quest. If you complete the quest, you get the Crown of Vangor. All right. So we got a little story. Can you find and complete the quest? Read through the battle card set and study the clues in the text. You will find Vangor's 3 sons illustrated on 3 different cards, excluding this quest card. But they are not necessarily the main characters on the cards. When you find them, send all 3 cards in to the address below, along with this quest card. You must also send in a self-addressed stamped envelope. If you are correct, you will receive a Crown of Vangor treasure card as your reward. And then it just reiterates, send 3 different cards on which Vangor's sons appear, plus this quest card. You must also send self-addressed stamped envelope. Your cards will be returned, but will be marked with a seal and may not be used again in this quest. And then expires December 31st, 1994. So, that's a quest. And we see Lord Magnoble's quest, Princess's Suitor, Curse Witch's quest, Rings of Herak Bar, the Jester's quest, Saint Charity's quest. I mean, they're all different stuff. Like let's do the Jester's quest because why not, right? Coming for it. Yeah, the other fun part is square corners. Square corners. Ugh. Definitely a 1993 throwback. All right. Test for your observancy. A merry quest I set for thee, a test of your observancy. So search the land most carefully for hidden symbols placed by me. You will find 5 of the Jester's J symbols, as on the front of this card, have been hidden in 5 different locations in Vangoria. Can you find them all? The one on this card doesn't count. When you found them, send a self-addressed envelope, blah, blah, blah. And we will end up getting... Come on, focus. Focus. What are we getting? Does that say any treasure card? Yep, they will send you any treasure card. So what they're talking about on this card specifically is this J. I have not looked at answers, so I honestly am in the dark. Treasure quest. What we need for this, we get the Sword of Slaying for getting this. And again, it's just more look through your cards and be observant and look at stuff. Secrets. Now, see, I didn't read these. Secret. Oh, here we go. There was a whole set of stuff that you needed to actually decipher what was said. And you have to use these cards here to basically figure out the alphabet. And they have clues on them. So for the Princess's Suitor's quest, could be said to hear only half of what he was told. Special creature rule. The Curse Witch's Quest. Once you have found one or two of the herbs, you may notice a pattern emerging. So it kind of gives you hints on how to solve the puzzles. So we have Secrets 3, Secrets 4, Secrets 5, Checklist. Is this one? Yeah. So on the back of this one, we see the treasures listed. Now, there is an unlisted... oh, look, there's another alphabet symbol hidden down here on this. There is actually a card 140. It's called the Emperor. I forget how to get that. I think it was a redemption card as well. I don't think we're going to find it in a pack. Battle card secrets 1 through 5. Trading post is 139. The Inquisitor. The Inquisitor is kind of an interesting card. I did see one, so we can take a look at that here in a minute. So we're back to Treasure Quest, Rune Quest, Fool's Quest. Then we get to Creatures. Warg the Mighty. Typical lore, powerful, justice alignment. And apparently there was some sort of pattern that if you knew the pattern, you could just plow through your opponent's creatures, your opponent's cards, and like just win everything. Because there was, again, there was a pattern that once you learned it, you could just, that's all you needed. So it kind of broke the game if you did that. Which is why I haven't looked it up. These are kind of cool art, though. Kingdom. I'm trying to see if any of these have, like, the special rules. I know there's a special rule. Hill Goblin. The Venomous. Sword of Control. Okay, so this has got to be, this is a special card. All right, don't separate then. Using spells in combat. Jeepers, there's a lot there. So, yeah, there's just... It looks like you can play with spells, you decide what to do, and then you scratch and see if your spell works. Summon creature. Magic shield. Lord of the Mask. Or Mosque. Mask. Just more lore. Here we go. Here's one of the things. This is one of the treasure cards. Let me set these aside. There's actually two of them here. Notice they have gold borders. On the backs, they're labeled T4 and T5. And there's what you have to decipher. I think if you deciphered it, you got one of them, one of the silver ones. Or it would tell you what to do. Yeah, it's just more fun to be had with the game. This was a Steve Jackson game. I don't know if I mentioned that before or not. Aha! We have a trading post. Trading post. So it says to scratch off. Here, we'll look at the back. Oh, I got a couple of them. Good. Oh, there's quite a few trading posts. That's awesome. That's actually, well, not anymore, but multiple trading posts. Medusa and Barbarian. Okay, Barbarian we'll look at in a second. So here's our redemption. Scratch off 2 dots, one with money, one with item. Send in the cards. It's a nice stack of trading posts. Again, it doesn't help us in 2024. Was it like 40 years later? 30 years later? All right, so Medusa, where's the Barbarian? This is the one I wanted to look at. This actually has the rules for the game. There's the blood red dot. There's the red skull and crossbones. Scratch off, find the purse. Find out how many points they're worth of the purse. So, but again, we got some fun. And I'll admit, I'm crazy enough. I'm going to try to. I'll see if I can put together a set of like the 139 plus the 8 treasures. We'll see. Since there's really not much interaction with this game, we'll just open this half box for now and see if we can come up with some extra stuff, some extra treasures. Because really, I mean, we got this nice fantasy art, Glita Spee, Sisters of Damnation. Because outside of the treasures, I don't think there was any rarity to these cards. Again, just it was new. It was brand new. Advanced combat. What is this? Attack head, defend legs. Okay, so these have got to be... Again, I should have prepared better. Okay, plan your strategy. Let's zoom in a little bit. Plan your strategy in battles by using advanced combat AC cards numbers 101 through 108. You don't need all 8 different AC cards to play. In advanced combat, you must win the right to scratch a spot on your opponent's fighter by beating him in a short card game first. Here's how it works. Choose your fighters and stakes as normal. Agree how many AC cards you will use. 6 to 8 cards each is reasonable. You may choose more than one of the same card. You may agree to have different numbers. Each AC specifies a target. 2 areas are defending. To begin each round of combat, you both secretly select one of your AC cards. Both cards are shown together and their attack is resolved. For example, he attacks your head and you are defending your head and arms. His blow has no effect. You attack his body and is not defending it. He's not defending head or leg. You have scored a hit and won the right to scratch one of the appropriate areas on his fighter. So this is like rock, scissors, paper type thing. So this would be you attack his head, defend head and legs. If your opponent did, say, let's find a different one. We'll go here. Okay. So attack body, defend body and legs. If your opponent attacked head and you attacked body, you both would end up scoring a hit because nobody was like defending that area. Or you're defending body here. But if your opponent hit head, then he would get to scratch off a head dot. So it adds a little bit of extra strategy to the game. But not by much. Prince Galleon. Baron Old Schwartz. Let me get this more on the camera. Lord of the Lance. Where's the really mean one that I saw? Titania. Shula. Eric the Repentant. More advanced combat. Ulfus and Wilberforce. Okay. They don't have any special rules. The Manticus. Bren the Avenger does not have any special abilities. So you can kind of see this is just, you can definitely tell early 90s. Nothing. Coonsquine? What in the world? Shambler? I'm trying not to hit my tripod. It's extra wiggly for some reason. I need to get a better one. Ice Dragon? Ice Dragon? Nothing. Fine. Battle Orc. Cutthroat. Vangorian Knight. Okay, secrets. What do we got for secrets? These are more hints on Jester's Quest. 4 of the Jester symbols will be found on cards. The 5th is to be found elsewhere. So probably on the back of the card. So that gives you a hint, so you're not scouring the fronts of cards and whatnot. So we got secrets 1, 2, and 3. I guess I found the others already. All right. So is this short stack the one that's got? Where's that one card at? We'll find it in a second. All right. John the Agreeable. Yes, I agree. Helmut the Bold. Boris the Brave. Decord. Croak the Hunter. Terrio the Valiant. Just generic barbarian. Why not, right? Mixed in with all these named dudes. Let's just name a dude barbarian. Flesh Eater. Balthazak. Horned Devils. Hellhound. Homunculus. Salaman. Wolfman. I'm trying to find cards that have the special card games. What is this? It's like rock, scissors, paper. Beneath the text on cards, you will find one of 3 symbols: a fist, a sword, and a shield. Using these symbols, contestants have developed a series of games. The principle of all games are similar when 2 cards face each other. Shield beats sword, sword beats fist, fist beats shield. So, all right, so this is what they're talking about. This is a shield. That's a shield. There's a fist. And there's a sword. It's beneath the text. So it's like rock, scissors, paper. Interesting. Campaigns. Yard games. Yard games. They just did everything with this, wasn't there? What? Okay, so you and your opponent, you and everybody else stands like 4 yards away from a wall. You throw your cards at the wall. Whoever's card was closest to the wall wins all the cards that were thrown. Really? Campaigns and adventures. Sorry, I'm reading along this too. Alignment, each first. So it's like rules on how to have like a campaign, so it's not just a one and done. So I guess this did have a little bit of like replayability, a little bit. So like if you've scratched it off, you can still play rock, scissors, paper with it, or sword fist, shield. The Red Knight, the Iron Maiden, Force Field, spell, Bone Scratcher. That's always fun art. Fool's Quest, checklist. Where is... Okay, here we got some scratched off cards. Oh, this dude lost right away. This is terrible. Blood dot. There's a miss there. First hit on life is a skull, and the purse was 25 coins. This dude went down hard. Secret, blood dot. So it took a few hits, and this is worth 20 points. Come on. Here's our trading post that's scratched off. Okay, so you see at the bottom here, it's got different items and money. And at the top, there's money and items. I guess you, like, it's, okay, so they're not even separated out. You just randomly scratch 2 off and hope you don't scratch off 2 items or 2 monies. because it says the card is invalid if you get 2 money, or if you scratch off more than 2 dots, and if you have if you have 2 money or 2 items, the card is invalid as well. So no wonder we had a whole stack of these. You'd go through them left and right. Okay, bear with me a second. There was one really interesting card that I wanted to find, because it had a alternative way of playing the card. Let's see here. Let's just look at the backs. Fool's Quest. Spell. Come on. This is going to be a pain and not going to let me find it now because I found it earlier. Oh, here's a special rule for the Flesh Eater. Special rule. Let's read it together. If an attack on the Flesh Eater reveals a wound symbol, then the attacker has an opportunity to end the fight if he addresses him by his mortal name. The attacker must say the exact words, "Marcus Mandrake, I command thee be gone." If he does so, the battle ends immediately, with neither side winning. Thus, the tactic is recommended only if the attacker feels he is losing the fight. So if your opponent feels like he's going to lose next turn, he can basically name the Flesh Eater and banish him and end the game early. But nobody wins and nobody loses. So you just can't use those cards again because, hey, you've already scratched off dots. All right, maybe it's in the other stack. I promise you there is something really interesting. It'll be worth it. I apologize. I might actually pause this here and just do a jump cut to find it. But if you're looking for it in person, might be fun too. Where are you? If I don't find it in a second. Oh, there it is, the Inquisitor. This has got to be one of the more interesting cards that I have seen. Okay, so really cool art. Not scratched off. The Inquisitor's special rules. In order to, when you fight him, you have to ask questions about the game to your opponent. If he answers correctly, he has to ask you a question until somebody gets, let's see. Fights with the Inquisitor take the form of a series of questions and answers asked alternatively by both players. When one is able to ask a question which the other cannot answer, the questioner can scratch off one of his opponent's boxes. Questions must relate to battle cards. They must not be so obscure that the opponent cannot hope to know the answer. The answer must be known by the questioner without looking at his cards. And the answer must be verified by showing the appropriate card. Examples: what is the status of Helmut the Bold? Where does Prince Lionheart live? Which artist drew the genie and the jewel, etc. Only basic combat procedures with or without spells can be used. So basically, this card, if your opponent pulls this out, it's really mean because it's basically a lore. It's who knows more lore about the game. And that's the only way to hurt this thing. But your opponent has to know lore in order to use it too, so they have to be well versed in the game. This card, oh my goodness, it would be an absolute nightmare to play against because you would know somebody. We all know that person that has like an encyclopedia knowledge of any game that they touch. And other people like me, they're like, I just want to play the game. But they're like, on the 3rd paragraph of the 4th line of the 2nd paragraph, subsection C of this card, what is the 3rd word? I don't know that. So I would never get to attack. And I would just sit there and get beat up. So, the Inquisitor, yeah, if there was any type of organized play, I could see this one being like, it's on the ban list. Because, yeah, that's crazy. So, enough talk for me. Let's try to get some packs open, shall we? Let me get all these off the area. More of these over here. So, I've never actually opened a pack of these before. There's your scratch and play rules. Right on the back of the pack. And let's see. All right. This will be hard with the way my setup is. All right. Packs may contain a randomly inserted treasure card. Approximate odds of finding a treasure card is 1 in 12. Battle cards J packs contain a random assortment of cards 1 through 39. So I guess these are J pack, or maybe that's the missing J from the Jester's Quest. Remember it said it's not on the card front, look elsewhere. So maybe we just found one of the riddle answers is literally on the pack. Battle cards packs contain a random assortment of cards 1 through 39, but there's the J for the Jester. So I actually didn't know that. I literally just saw that along with you guys. That's awesome. Okay. So let's crack this sucker open. 1993. I was like 12, 13 years old. I'm old. All right, let's see here. Oh, they're stuck together. Oh, you hear that? All right, so let's try to see what we got here. We got an advanced combat card. Aragon Trueblade. Man, these are really stuck. I may not actually open too many of these. We're already at half an hour, so we can maybe open a couple. All right. Yeah, because nobody wants to watch a whole video of me peeling cards apart. Venga the Grim. An artist. A trading post. Maybe there's one trading post in every pack. I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. Swordsman. Yeah. There was a couple of him in the other stacks. Snarg the Ogre. Well, that's beautiful. Generic Barbarian. It is kind of satisfying and scary at the same time to peel these apart. And Norman Stormcloud. So as we see, like peeling it apart's not actually doing any damage to him. So it's probably just the dots. Let's open a couple more and then we'll call it done. I'm pretty sure I'm bored you guys to tears as it is. So and most of the time is you got battle cards, scratch card, make win. The end. Oh, there we go. Treasure card. I'm not sure if this is one we already had or not. No, look at that. The dragon stuff. Ooh, this is like really bad, like pack damaged. Like down at the bottom. Oh, let's get the card itself in the frame first. So we got some damage going on here. Again, this has got like no value to it whatsoever. So it's not like we just hit a Black Lotus or something and like gonna lose our money. Yeah, I can't get it on camera, but there's a real like dent, crimping something. This is common for cards at this time. Trading post. So there's another one. Maybe there is one. Oh, our good old Zedtonian again. Come on. Snarg. Barbarian. Boy, 2 packs and already a whole bunch of doubles. There's a Deathweb Spider again. We did get a treasure, so I can't complain too much. Norman Stormcloud. We saw him in the last pack. Come on, Norman. See? Norman. Norm. Gargantuan Marauder. Oop, I bumped that again. Just Gargantuan. Cutthroat. I think we saw him in the other stacks. Yep. And the Horned Devils. Ooh, you can't say that anymore. Shame. Maybe we should put this on the naughty list. What do you think? Put that on the battle cards reserve list. Cards that'll never be reprinted. All right, let's just open one more and we'll call it good. There is the crimping pattern right down the center of this card. I don't know if I can get it in the light. Of course I can't. Yeah, see this slight zippering in there? Yeah, that's from the pack. Beautiful. So advanced combat, again, those are the fun cards to make the game more interesting. Sword control, spell. Shula the Archis. Manticus. I don't know if it's supposed to be like Manticore and something. Who knows? It just says Manticus. Secrets number 5. It's like Mambo number 5, but it's Secrets number 5. Trading post. Okay, so there must be a trading post in like every pack. Croak the Hunter. Secrets number 1. So we got 2 secrets in one pack. That's cool. Hill Goblin. Oh, we got 2 trading posts in this pack. Well, that's all types of fun and poo at the same time because, again, A, there's no redemption, and B, I mean, I guess since you're going to be cracking, they expect you to buy a whole bunch of this, and since they're not marked what ones are the money and which ones are the items and you're just randomly guessing, I guess you would go through a whole bunch of trading posts before you found something you could send in. The Zetonian. Stallion Man. Really? Stallion Man. What do you have to do to get the name of Stallion Man? Oh, there's someone stuck behind him. Who is it? Karanga. Karanga. Secrets 5 again. Gargantuan. Come on. Curse Witch's Quest. Peter Andrew Jones, so that's an artist. Secrets number 2. We haven't seen our friend the trading post yet. Advanced Combat. Sisters of Damnation. And we did not get a trading post in that pack. Must be because we got 2 in the other one. Alright, I'm feeling froggy. One more. I mean, I'm cracking this whole thing anyway, so. But, it's not like we're like, oh, that's a hit. I mean, outside of we can find another treasure, but. I mean, I figure that's already 3 treasures out of this. I mean, assuming that other stack came from this box, it's 3 treasure hits already, so. Crud and Gore. Whoop. And it's on the floor. Crud and Gore on the floor. Can you imagine telling someone, yeah, I lost to Crud and Gore. Ugh. Ice Dragon? See, that's actually pretty cool. I like fantasy art. I like it. It's just good. Fire Breather. Alphabet card. Secrets 3. Another Crud and Gore. There are 2 Crud and Gore. See, 90s collation, man. Duplicates in the same pack. So we had 2 trading posts in a pack. We had 2 Crud and Gore in a pack. I was going to say Crud and Core. Mutiny. Foreign Weatherstorm. The Inquisitor. Jokingly, the only banned card in the game. The Inquisitor. And Advanced Combat and card number 1, which is the lore card. Setting card. Well, thank you so much for exploring some battle cards with me. Hopefully I didn't bore you to tears. Hopefully you had some fun. I'm going to see if I can pull more treasures, crack that other box, and just have some fun. Thank you so much. And everybody out there, have a wonderful day. Talk to you next time. And I'm hoping it'll be Ophidian next time, so that'll be fun. Bye for now.